Soulbind, double Decrypt, double Dagon, Blast, Life Drain, what have you. But it's just, this is one of those concepts with a lot of volatility, where in a game where they don't really have answers to the Pugna, it's like, wow, this is sick. This is just owning the game. Yeah. But when Pugna's got a few counters and doesn't really fit as well,
drops down.
Yeah, it doesn't look nearly as good because your EHP is super low.
Yeah, and if this is your, I don't know, but if this is your offlane Pugna, they need some beef with it. They need some...
Gotta get that beef.
Gotta get that meat. You need that meat up front. You can't just lane Grimstroke plus Pugna. That's...
Should we just throw you in at this point then, Lizard?
Yeah,
Are you gonna be that beef?
Meat.
Oh, I bet. Look at those arms.
That's not exactly what he was talking about, but something like a Tusk, Shaker, those kind of heroes would be pretty good.
Do you ever worry about yourself? Because like I'm approaching 28, and I realize that at heart I'm still a child.
Mate, I am going to be 30 on like the 13th of May, so real soon. And I still think that I'm in my like young 20s, you know, and I'm suddenly realizing that nope, I'm approaching that middle-age point.
Do you guys think it's the same for everyone, or is it just people in our profession and gaming in general? I think it's a little bit of.
I think the internet's keeping our sense of humor stuck at like 17.
Yeah,
and I can't get out of it, but. It's like,
at some point we have to.
I find Rich so hilarious, and it never stops. He just makes me laugh constantly. And I'm like, what's wrong with me?
It's like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, naturally funny, whatever he's doing, even if it's at his own expense, he can take it.
I miss Rich, and oh man, Axe coming out from VP.Prodigy. I know Lizard loves that hero. Why is Axe
nice throw, mate. See you at...
He's tongue-tied now.
All right. I know someone that hates the Axe. That's the guy on the right of me. And overall, I don't know why you would pick Axe so early on. What does it bring to your... like?
It's just weird. This lineup is just weird right now. And you've got opening or versatility rather than the Axe and the Pugna. Like both could be supports, both could be cores.
Can Axe really be a support right now?
Axe 5, it could be. I've seen it before.
Before, like
is this a stretch?
Ago.
Yeah, is this a real stretch?
It's a real stretch. It's a real stretch.
Look,
Axe used to be flexed long time ago. It no longer is. You need them. You need him as a core.
The meta in Dota is like the movement of the planets orbiting the sun.
Which come back round a bit.
Some are in small, faster cycles. You know, they're Mercury. Maybe Axe supports like Jupiter. It takes a while, but eventually it's going to come back around.
We're not there yet, though. He's on the opposite side. Like he's on the opposite side of the.
Well, I guess the proof will be in the game very shortly.
Love it. And, dude, I've been waiting to see this hero picked up more. I almost wanted to write something about it, but I'm too lazy. This concept, think about Death Prophet and what it does for you from the mid lane. And then think, wait, all the heroes that are great mid are effectively Death Prophet in some regard. Lone Druid, Lesh, Pugna to an extent.
Some more than others.
Dragon Knight.
And
these are the big five.
These are the big five, but two stand out. It's the Death Prophet, is the Dragon Knight.
Yes.
Not only are they very strong laners right now, difficult to gank, they're very self-sustaining.
Yeah,
right?
they've higher health pools.
Exactly. And then you have a Lesh who fits the same role.
Yeah.
But at one point in the game, once you get that use, you can feel really squishy and they can just blow you up.
You can even see the same here, because if you have Death Prophet or Dragon Knight against a Kunkka, you feel pretty confident. The weakness of Lesh is that Kunkka's 6 threatens you a hell of a lot more than it would, say, a DP, who as long as you have a couple of drains up, you sort of invite that pressure. You want them to try to kill you. Whereas Leshrac, you kind of have to stay that item and tempo ahead, because you have this big window from like 12. You get your Yules, maybe your upgraded boots, but then your survivability it doesn't exist until either your BKB or like your Shiva's Octarine. Usually you're getting like a bots. I think Sanj Kaya is something we might see more of, because that item seems really underrated.
One thing though that Lesh does give to Alliance in a game versus this specific team is it counters PL a little bit. So we know that VP.Prodigy loves that hero. And because of that, they will not go for it, most likely. They go for the monkey.
Oh, did they just get Batridered? Oh, no, Alliance banned it. I was going to say, whew, can Alliance do that to a few people? S4, 22 pick Batrider, take me that free W. This means it's probably Pugna support, but to pick Lesh into Pugna is a bit ambitious, and I'm a little concerned that, you know, if this is a mid-Lesh, he might have a really tough time. I kind of want to see a limp hero.
You're thinking like limp last pick, and you give Nico the last.
No, Nico has to be the last pick, but
they go for the Slark. They go for something more regular. They pick that Slark into the next, just more beef to beat into. Same goes for the Kunkka. And overall, it looks like they have the perfect win condition for themselves once again.
It's really standard drafts from both teams, and like I said, I got to favor Alliance with it, because I think they've just got better lanes, more ability to make pressure, and the Slark is annoyed by Axe, but I don't see anyone out carrying him as the game continues.
Yeah, you can even lane against him if you get a few good hits off on him. If you start well, you can just dominate the lane too, and he needs to creep skip constantly. For me, this is an outdraft by Alliance.
It feels like to win the early mid game, VP.Prodigy have to like triple Alliance's kills, because to take towers, they need a successful team fight, and then they need to beat on it. To take a towers Alliance, Chen creeps, Leshrac with one edict maxed out, it's a dead tower. So they're going to naturally have all tier 1s dead by 15 minutes. If VP.Prodigy can't match that tower tempo, they're just going to lose map control to a Slark.
So what do you guys think VP.Prodigy were going for at the beginning? Because you said it was a bit funky in what you were seeing come out from them.
I still don't know. Their draft looks wonky as hell. I can understand the last pick Monkey King versus the Centaur, right? It's like in the lane, but even in the lane, until you get that level 3, it's going to be difficult. And I really don't know. I don't see the Pagna as what you're positioned for, or mid. I guess it's 4 and Kunkka is mid, right? It has to be Kunkka. Position 4 Pagna used to be a thing for a week or two, but it got nerfed, and that nerf to the ward, to the nether ward, really hurt it real bad, and that's why we don't see it picked any longer.
You're just going to get out regen. Like, it's just going to be Slark Chen.
What's this combo on the offlane Pagna plus Axe?
So real quick, give it to me. Which way are you going? I know, Carl, you're probably Alliance all the way.
All the way, yeah.
It's Alliance from the whole panel here, but we've got Toby and Lacoste standing by for the game. And guys, do you think it's all in Alliance's favor, or can you make some sense out of the madness that VPP gave us?
Oh, what do you think, Lacoste? I'll go to the expert to begin with.
Oh, I definitely feel like Hulk had some good points for a change. Like they need to match how fast can Alliance play. Like they have a ton of tower damage, and it's going to be Pagna position 5, I believe. Grimstroke is going to be playing 4 this game. So,
that does look
I don't believe this lane is very strong. Yeah, Pagna can harass. You know, he's a range hero, has that blast. Also, they pick Leshrac into Pagna. I want to see what kind of a skill build Pagna will go. Like, you don't necessarily need to be more greedy, put more points in Netherward. I think that's the correct play.
Yeah, even with this nerfing, like it's one of the easier counters against it. But we'll see how the position 5 item progression also works. How long does that Pugna remain an influence in the game? So the panel was talking about like VP.Prodigy being a little all over the place with their hero pickups. But how's the lane matchups work? Like you've got Monkey, you've got Axe, you've got Kunkka. All 3 should be pretty solid in the lanes, but do they work well against this Alliance lineup, and especially the influence that's going to come from he's playing it again, FNG Chen.
FNG Chen is just a classic. You know, I would put him up there with the Puppy Chen. It's the hero. Same goes for his Enchantress. It's the hero that he knows how to play, how to utilize it in the laning stage. I'm not a big fan of like a Monkey King last pick. This whole VP lineup relies on getting kills.
And I like how FNG just walks up to the Axe and also picks up the room from underneath his feet. Yeah. Chen for FNG is a good one.
Also, Chen got indirect buff. Like, Hedras got nerfed, Divine Favor got nerfed, but Tier 1 Tower got buffed, so you have 1 extra region if you're standing close to the tower. So all that heal is amplified by Hedras, and Divine Favor. So that's pretty nice.
Well, they're going to start with the harassment on FNG, and FNG's going to start with still need the range creep. That's not the greatest start for the Pugna when he's going to get, miss the first blast and back up and lose his sentry ward as well.
FNG's trading well. Like, Hedras had a couple of tangos, and you're leaving Axe against Slark, so Slark is getting the solo XP, which you kind of want. Like, you want to get him to level 6 as fast as possible. Then it's very hard if you don't have any kind of burst damage to just, lock him down. But also, it's Axe who's getting solo XP. He's about to hit level 2. Slark already level 2. He was just thinking whether I get the bounce, whether I get the essence shift. And he got the first point in Dark Pact so that he can remove the battle hunger.
You wanted to ask about like the type of build coming in from Limp in mid lane. Like it's not high up just yet. He's a 1-0-1 Lashrak, but it's the CS that I'm interested to see like if he can stay on top of. Went for the second point up in Split Earth. While on bottom lane, okay, that's a little bit more damage coming in. The Inkswell just trying to stay in range. Epi Kid, and he's able to do so. 2 attacks from Hanskin would have killed him off, but he just waited at the 1. But he wanted the extra stun timing onto S4.
When you could think about this bottom lane, they have Monkey King with Orb of Venom. He's gonna keep hitting his Centaur. Like, do you want to keep hitting a Centaur who has Retaliate? They lower his damage with the Fade Bolt. Now, when they hit level 2, they have 2 stuns. So it's not that great of a lane for Monkey King at the bottom.
And normally Monkey King dominates the lane.
I mean, normally he does when he's playing against the melee heroes, but this lane from Alliance is very strong.
And Pugna's been trying for the last 2.5 minutes to kill that range creep. And he is not succeeding. It's like both teams are trying to just chip away at everybody. Conquer at least get some good efficiency. X marks the spot, TP back. Already 18 for 3. Net worth, top 2 do belong to Virtus.pro. But Slark just actually takes that position. Still feels like VP.Prodigy. They're getting a lot out of their lanes. Things still seem to be working for them. The influence from Chen hasn't been crippling. He's killed a courier. And that seems to be the only thing FNG can really retaliate against.
Axe is level 4. If Chen gets close, like, he should die. Axe, what is he bringing? Is that boots? Yeah, so he's gonna have extra movement speed from boots and battle hunger, and if Chen somehow gets close, they use the Decrypify to slow him down. Chen should be dead.
Instead, Axe is doing as much damage as he can to Nico, baby. A 4-1 charger, still got a couple of tangos. Not level 6 just yet. But that's Boots and Salve also arriving in for Nico, baby. And I really want to keep my eyes up on top, mainly because Axe now starts the creep skip, and they've been very aggressive, VP. But on bottom lane, it feels like the safe lane of Prodigy has always been walking around on about like 30% HP.
I would definitely keep an eye on the bottom lane. Both of the heroes from VPP are low.
Epic Kid's in no position to try and take that. S4. 10 retaliate stacks, nicely built up. They're never going to push underneath the tower, however, but it feels like S4's falling behind. In fact, he is. I just checked the net worth. He's about 350 behind. Lesh is also not looking too great as far as net worth.
Yeah, we see that more often. Like, their mid laners have less net worth than some of the like off laners, even safe laners, because they bring a lot more region. It's just a trade battle, so you're bringing Flask, you're bringing Mangoes to keep the sustain and the harassment going.
You really went for the pickup on bottom lane. You said you want to watch it. S4 can't finish the job. All that bonus damage can't reach into Monkey King, and S4 is pretty low. Save gets back to his tier 1 tower quite safely. And all this battle started around the 5-minute bounty runes. And it'll be an easy 2-2 trade-off. No one really wants to leave the lanes that hard. DM definitely doesn't. He's too busy trying to get in there for the pull. Easy money for an Axe.
Problem is, Chen can contest him.
Oh, they're gonna get bottom. S4, one more attack! Yep, that's a melee hero. That was a beautiful setup. Save hit the level 2 stroke of fate, so there just wasn't enough movement speed for S4 to get out of range to the Boundless Strike, and then it's just a walk up and hit, and that's first blood to the safe lane of Prodigy.
Centaur was out of mana to use the Stomp, and his Flask got cancelled. Flask got nerfed. Those 2 extra seconds that Ice Rug added in the previous patch is quite a lot.
What is this Pugna doing? He's wrapping around back behind the tower. I think he's got TP out now, and he knows it too. Decrypify and TP. There's no stuns. So he's totally fine.
If Slark hit that pounce, he would have been dead.
True. A little off target.
Kunkka is level 7, Leshrac level 6.5. Kunkka will get the ward on a mid lane. Lesh needs to be careful. Like, if he uses a combo, Lesh just straight up dead. And you can see already the rotation from Pugna to keep the pressure on the tower. And, I mean, he's only level 1. Level 1 Nether Blast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not going to harass anything down. Not anytime soon, at least. He can come and plant a ward. But they're walking underneath, actually, the Dire Observe ward from Alliance, just a little bit further to the west on the bottom lane. So that Radiant Sentry that was planted down by Saved is just well off target. We've now gone jungle for the rest of Alliance. They bring Slark back, Limps also trying to kill off Axe, but a very wise time for DM to TP out to his tier 1 tower. He's actually coming for that 5-minute bounty rune that's still there at 7 minutes.
He's just farming. It was a great call from him to go back and just farm the jungle. This is the build on Axe. You don't go for like Vanguard anymore. You want to get that Blink Dagger as soon as possible. This is a killer lineup from VPP. So they want to keep the pressure. Mid lane, you can see Pugna. He's still in the mid lane using Blast, but most importantly, he just wants to use the Decrypify just to amplify the damage on Torrent and Boat. That extra 30 damage is quite a lot.
He also went on a warding mission down south, but they, again, like Alliance should know exactly where that Observer and Sentry has been planted because they have their own obs that was watching the maneuver. For the 8-minute bounty rune on bottom, Grimstroke still has Inkswell available. Leshrac being caught out by the combination of FM, but there's no instant follow-up. Only now is the Inkswell being used. Throw back, but Limp is still being controlled up. But they don't have the damage output, and he managed to grab the double damage room for extra ball charges. Easy enough. We keep the score at 1-0, 8 minutes in.
Very defensive build on him. He went for a Bracer, had Fairy Fire and Iron Tree, so that's a lot of stats, some extra magic resistance coming out from that Bracer. Now just wants to farm the jungle. He definitely needs like a fast Eul Scepter this game to break the combo. Once Axe gets the Blink Dagger, blinks in, lift him in the air. Axe kills the courier even without dunking.
A little too easy. It's like all these lanes for VP.Prodigy. Like, once again, like they're getting everything they want. Slark, you've hit level 7, but you talk about Leshrac's early items, but when does Slark start being an influence? It feels like if he joins a fight right now, he'll just end up feeding kills.
Yeah, he just wants to keep farming.
Here may be an easy pick off for Alliance. Looking for the kill over on Pugna. That's a level 3 Fade Bolt, so they have the damage to kill off the Pugna.
I feel like this Pugna is not gonna have a place in the game. It's a position 5 Pugna. He gets a point in ward right now. I believe you just want to max out the ward.
Then he may as well be a scout at bottom lane. S4, great double hoof stomp. Epic Kid was jumping into it. The Kunkka's making his own way down to bottom lane. Observers and sentries see the fact that S4 is out just a little bit too far. They need to get the extra stun, and they're able to do so. Full combination comes in from FN, pulling S4 back into it. Combine it with the Inkswell stun, S4, no way to escape. FN finds the kill. Even using the Tiebringer at the end just for some style points. They might even be able to catch out Hanskin on the retreat away.
That's some blind torrents. FN so far, very good rotations, good laning stage for him. Going into Armlet, so cheap damage, keep the pressure going.
Yeah, as long as they can keep it up. We're 3-1 on the board. Everything still feels like, as far as map control goes, like no one's easily assaulting into the other side, but you can take out the early tier 1 tower in mid lane. Fantastic timing for FN, speeding up that armlet of his. I'm fairly certain S4 would look to have a rebuttal working with the Chen to take out the tier 1 tower on bottom, but already Kunkka is TPing down. They're not going to let it go.
It's such a great timing on Axe, Blink Dagger. 10 minutes in, Blink Phase Boots Bracer. They're ready to fight, but I think Alliance, if they don't get caught, they have a lot of sustain. Full mech on Chen plus Hand of God.
DM smoked up. He's in the back lines. Slark reveals himself on the front. Kunkka's got full combination. X marks his spot. He's going right on top of the Slark. The blink follow-up will ensure there is an extra control factor. But no, Nico Baby backs up. Hansen gets the pickup. Netherward is down. Stampede pushing Alliance, falling for the double hoof stomp. He's able to actually claim it out. Save actually wanting to help out too. Gets the silence out. So S4 couldn't get the hoof stomp out, but they're going to get the kill. Axe and Pugna both going down. A big tie bringer from FN. Finds the spill damage they require to get S4 and Hanska, but Nico Baby battling under the Shadow Dance, battling almost under the Tier 1 tower. The chase will be on both under the Tier 1 tower, where FNG is being hunted by Kunkka. X-Mark will now come off cooldown, so finally FN can use this combination, but he needs a couple more friends. Nico Baby still looking to fight against the Kunkka, but here's the friend arriving. Epic Kid underneath the Tier 1 tower. They really don't want it.
Sadly for Alliance, FNG did not have enough mana to cast Hand of God. I think it would keep them alive. Maybe they could have get one extra return kill. But a good initiation, man. FN. Also FN killing like FNG, trying to kill him. It's funny. All they need is G. Where is G? That's a good question. Where is he at?
I don't know. He retired like 2 years ago, right?
I don't know. I'll check
probably
Wikipedia.
Probably just moved into a new industry. Yeah, actually, you remember Ducky, right, from TI1? Well, the guy who didn't play at TI1. Yeah. He makes umbrellas now. That's his new career. Distributes them for free.
Considering how he was playing, it's an upgrade for Ducky.
Former teammate. You can crap on him.
I know he's doing something with umbrellas.
S4 up towards the air. Epic Kid's gonna stay on him. They need a little extra help. X marks the spot. Back into the boat. Very liberal FM with his abilities. X marks the spot stolen here from Hanskin, but he won't hold on to that for very long. The blink forward from DM. The lanes had to work well for Prodigy to get this advantage, and it seems like it really, really has. 8-3, 4K advantage, 13 minutes in. And the top 3 net worths. Yeah, Slark's nipping on the heels, but top 3 belong to Prodigy.
VP.Prodigy's heroes are very good at controlling Slark. It's not a free Slark game. We see those quite a lot where Slark doesn't even die once. But he's playing against Axe Call. You can't get out of that. There's like no real save. There's no like Shadow Demon, Disruption, Wyvern ulti. There's X-Mark, which Slark really hates to play into. Mm-hmm. And like you don't want to just man up against the Monkey King. Monkey King extremely farmed at the moment.
And this is what I was wondering before, like, when does the Slark come online? Like, I only thought about it after you mentioned that Limp. Okay, well, this might be a little bit of trouble for DM. But Limp went defensive item build. Is there a little extra help to get DM out of here? Hey, it's a nice stroke of fate for some damage, but Axe is definitely dead farming under an Observer and Sentry. Like when does Limp become a proper hero as well? This Pugna hasn't been as nerfed down as he probably would have liked him to be.
Limp needs a defensive item for himself. Going into Yule Scepter, I don't want to see any shenanigans, Boots of Travel. It's just straight up wrong. He's out of mana. He can't even kill Pugna at the moment.
Uh-huh. And if he hangs around, there's a lot of heroes coming up towards the top lane. Like, you can't kill the 5-position Pugna. And with this maneuver, it'll at least ensure that the 2 bounty runes on the top go to VP.Prodigy, but Alliance will take the same on bottom and add some pressure to the Tier 1 tower as well. I'm going to see how much Prodigy really likes their Tier 1 towers. They haven't lost a single one so far, 15 minutes into the game. With the Lashrak on the field, you expect more to fall, and then the first one will topple.
So far, Nico Baby is doing a good job just evading any kind of ganks from VPP and getting closer to that Diffusal Blade. Like, Slark is a monster once he gets that item, sorry. Like, your kill potential multiplies, and I want to see if he like gets straight into BKB after. He needs to be able to take care of himself this game. Mm-hmm. There is like Chen heal mech, but Chen needs to be close, so it's kind of hard. Yeah,
I got a feeling that FNG's gonna have a lot of extra time to worry about Limp instead. He's the one jumping in the front lines, but we Hanskin, who's the one that gets caught out. Okay, Epic Kid. Well, you get the style of the Golden Dragon. But that's all you will really have. The blink! The call DM, he actually got the grab. Limp being pulled back in again. FN doesn't have the boat combination available, however, so S4, decrepified up, at least able to get the double edge up, but the X mark spot pulls him back into the torrent. FNG's like, well, I'll give you the power of wind. But not the greatest airbender, and a call onto all of FNG's army. He's worked so hard to build up this library, but they're all gone.
VPP's understanding of the game is really impressive. Like, pick up into objectives. Their tower damage is very limited. Pugna with only one Nether Blast, so I feel like he's just gonna keep that and max the other spells. They don't have the best combination. They're Grimstroke culty. Like, double hunger, double suck. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. But it feels like you remember the old drafting philosophy of Godblack? Like, we're just gonna draft whatever we feel is OP, and the synergy will come from this point. That's all we have to do. So we feel like this is good. All right, we just go with this.
Well, he was not wrong, you know. Like, 2 or 3 overpowered heroes need to have some kind of synergy together.
Yep, it worked it everywhere but TI for him. Hey, if we're bringing up TI1 stuff here, Stu, you have to bring up some other stuff. Save, this is the greatest invis rune you could have ever asked for. FNG dropping Observer Ward. He doesn't have a sentry. He just needs some help. And here they come. They're already pinging out the Observer Ward was planted. Pug's like, all right, give me free gold. Can I have the kill? Mech is out. That won't save him. But maybe it'll save the Chen army once again. 3 heroes walking away. Nope, 3 heroes dying as they walk away.
They're still chasing Hanskin. Berserker's Call stolen. It's not gonna be that great until he gets Ether Lance or a Blink Dagger, but in this game, he really does not get that much farm. Like, he's almost as poor as Pugna.
Top. Monkey King. He started the Wugongs, but S4 is just gonna stampede to the trees and get away, but that's a pretty big ulti to burn. Over 100 seconds on cooldown when Prodigy are moving in, but at the same time, Prodigy, I think, need to work on their ward game. The amount of time they've spent underneath this Observer Ward inside the Dire Jungle is ridiculous. Finally, the sentry wards can be planted, and they can see it. Oh, they can see a kill opportunity. Hanskin trying to tree dance himself away to safety. That won't happen.
So Alliance right now, they're using all the Stampedes defensively. Leshrac just farming, same goes for Slark, which means that we do not want to fight. Like, we understand how stronger they are right now. Problem is, VPP, they don't have the best Roche taking lineup. Otherwise, they would have been taking it a long time ago.
FN a bit of trouble, but then again, he's getting the life in from the Pugna, not to mention Armor Toggle, and the call from DM, pulling Nico Baby away from the Kunkka. Still no ship available, but Nico Baby jumping in once again. You've still got Halberd available too. But Epikip, they're just walking it off, decrepifying and extra slow, and Torrent. Axe has gone north, so he'll end up going down to Limp. But Nico Baby really wants to try and find kills with this Diffuser Blade, but he hasn't got himself a target yet. Epikip's just farming up and then bouncing himself away.
Nico Baby playing so aggressively. It's a tough Slark game. You're playing against level 4 Decrepify, Heaven's Halberd on Kunkka, Call plus X-Mark.
But he needs to make the hero work, right? You can't just sit back and say, like, we're going to be okay. Battle for the bottom outpost. Limp. He really wanted this, but he's stunned up and stunned inside the Wukong command. Finally, he'll get towards the edge. Epikid thinking about getting out. In fact, he will, but the Hand of God, Limp's getting enough life to be able to survive with the mischief. Epikid can at least dodge a little bit of this. Slark's playing the back lines at the moment, but Leshrac is finally being brought down, and Slark didn't get his target. In fact, now he's soulbound to FNG, so FN wants to get away to safety, but nope, the Centaur stun will be there. Maybe Pugna can give him just enough life, combining with the Boundless Strike. Epikid giving enough space. But they're still trying to get him away. FN, just toggle your ass off, but telling you we'll finally drag him back in to the kill that goes the way of Nico Baby. My God, he wanted that, but maybe not diving underneath the tier 2 tower. Called up by DM, combining with the Inkswell. They get the stun available, and then the dunk down. Nico Baby will fall, and Hanskin makes a break for the trees where he shall also go down. And VP.Prodigy, my god, they did everything they could to keep the Kunkka alive, and Alliance did everything they could to kill him.
If I call you mate.
Like, Slark got decrypified, I believe, like 5 times. He was trying to cut into backlines, and VPP, they're just doing a very good job, you know, ignoring the Slark, using a couple of spells, but using the right spells to kill the supports.
Is it still enough, though? Like, it feels like Prodigy is still having fantastic fights, but the advantage is coming back the way of Alliance. They're getting more out of this map. Maybe not with experience, but they are with gold.
They are, and they're going for correct items. Like Centaur finished the Crimson Guard, which is going to keep his teammates alive. A lot of physical damage. Lashrak straight into BKB. Like, he understands that he does not have a way of playing this Boots of Travel game that Lashrak loves to play. Slark going for status resistance build, which is also okay. Like, status resistance is great against Axe, against any kind of a stuns, which they have. Kunkka, the Cripify, just lower the duration of it.
They got the call. S4 once again being caught out. Can he stay alive long enough to trigger that stampede? No, he cannot. Crimson Guard only. And dead for 30 seconds. DM really making the most of every initiation he finds.
Well, maybe I was a bit wrong about this Pugna. Like, he achieved so much. Keeping Kunkka alive, keeping Axe alive with the Cripifies and Life Drain. Kunkka also has that Imp Claw, one of the better tier 2 items you can get on the hero if you're playing like this,
Nico.
Semi-core.
Just used
Kunkka.
the Dark Pact, then gets X-Marked back out. Okay, he'll go into the Shadow Dance, but the full combination's being thrown his way, combining with the Silence of Save. Maybe Slark can get away with the Hand of God heal, but it's still not going to be enough. The dive comes in deeper. Epikid's going to BKB. It's fresh, shiny, wants to use it, and Limp will fall down underneath his own tier 3 tower. At least FNG can get away to safety, but Prodigy continue to go from one target to the next, and Fortification being burnt by Alliance.
They are playing very fast. What is Monkey going for? After BKB, going for Deso, at least that's what he has queued up, so that's going to help him out with some tower damage. They're finding kills. I think they're finding way too many kills on the map.
Is this Alliance just being out of position, or is this Prodigy making the space?
It's just they're playing so well. This Axe is getting a lot of good initiations. Kunkka also, he was involved in 16 out of 18 kills. I missed FN. I think he deserves like a better team. Not this one, because this team is playing well, but in the past, like, I don't think he played for like a good teams. Felt like he could always be in a better one.
He went through so many teams. He could have stayed in for the primary VP squad for a while, but like, you look at his history, he stood in for Gambit, he stood in for Virtus.pro. Currently, he's only listed as a stand-in for VP.Prodigy too. But S4, oh, you just got brought back to join Alliance. You're a fully fledged member, but you're also fully caught inside the tree line. Pulled back into the X-marked Torrent, but you only brought S4 down to 50%, but all that build-up just lets DM prepare with the Blade Mail. Limp just murders himself. The save is the one who actually gets awarded the kill. Oh my god, this Axe. It's not stopping Nico Baby from looking for the fight. They want to try and battle under the tier 1 tower. Hunskin staying in nice and close. Starts with a Fade Bolt. X marks a spot with a Torrent, just keeping Nico Baby once again out of this fight. FN looking for some extra cleave damage, letting Tidebringer do its work.
They definitely need Axe to take this fight. Rune spawning, they're just gonna pick up 2 runes. There's still 2 runes on the top, and a lot of Chen creep, so someone needs to address that problem. It's gonna be Grimstroke. Grimstroke's having a very good game. Philosopher's Stone, already a 4-staff. Getting Etherlands next.
Grimstroke's the same level as Pugna, and they both have big items. Like, you got a Glimmercape for Pugna, and all these other big items you were listing off for save.
I mean, you have save in your name, you need to build saving items.
That would be appropriate. Lions just start to chill a little bit. They're still trying to finish the BKB on Limp. And that's taken a very long time to get there. At least FNG's managed to pick up the Greaves. FNG's done a great job of always pushing in the top lane. He's just got a range creep stolen from the Radiant side, sitting inside of Roshan as well. So there's no way Prodigy can do that without some warning bells going off for Alliance.
Virtus.Pro-Prodigy's wave clear is very good. You have Kanka who one-shots the wave. Monkey can easily clear it. Same goes for Axe. But I don't know, even Grimstroke.
There it is. There's the information. Observer wall is being planted, but in range. Yeah, now both teams see the observers and sentries. Well, that's why you send the Chen army to do the work. Oh, the call! It's a little short from there on DM, so maybe with the pull back and the drain, Chen's brought down before he can even use that Hand of God. And the Chen army could not create enough space. It was too busy on a ward mission.
Those Chen creeps just instantly die. Now it's a time to run into Roche Pit. They don't have double damage, but they have Deso on Monkey. A couple of seconds left on that DD.
At least there's been a pushback on bottom lane. S4 is now going to rejoin, but he's trying to finish up the Blink Dagger. Maybe with the damage output he's got, he can look for the tier 1 tower in mid. That's exactly what he is looking to do. 138 damage. A little bit of extra distraction. Roshan still dropping, and they won't commit for him. Thought if you actually wanted this, you'd just keep pushing on bottom lane. Still 100 gold short of having the Blink Dagger. But picked up the Mindbreaker, which can now be transferred over to Nico, baby. Actually, no, he's got the Titan Sliver.
He's just stacking status resistance. But they don't have the good hero that carries Mindbreaker then.
Smoke Gang's gonna find Hunskin. Easy, quick little silence over on the Rubik. There's no one to save him. There's 5 heroes from Prodigy coming to the bottom lane to push the lane back out again, and the line's being very clearly drawn by save. Bottom tier 1, bottom tier 2. We push this way.
I feel like Hans can die there on purpose. He's just fishing for any kind of information, and then instantly all the Alliance is just playing the top part of the map. They're getting the items. They understand that Virtus.Pro-Prodigy is stronger right now. They have Aegis in hands of Monkey King, who's going for Aghanim Scepter. Like, Epikid, he's really fun.
Pugno. He just walks in. He was coming in for the Observer Sentry, and now Epikid throws down his own strike. Remember, they don't have Conquer here just yet. DM is not the one initiating. They're the ones on the retreat. And now Alliance, they check themselves before they want to go in. The X marks the spot. It's going to go over on Nico, baby, but S4 got the perfect hook stomp, canceling FN's combination. Now Soulbind and Double Silence. Epikid's already found the kill once again over on FNG, so no big save from him, and DM, he gets the call. It keeps Limp locked inside the Wukong's command. Maybe there's some extra life. There is from the Essence Ring. That will allow Limp to be able to retreat. And Slag looking for exactly the same type of thing. S4's hoof stomp, it'll create some extra space. FN trying as many combinations as he can, but Alliance still looking for their own points of damage. The only hero they've killed off so far is the Pugna, and that was at the very start of the mission of this fight. The mission.
What is the mission here? Nico Baby's playing so well, like going in and out of the fights and stolen boats. That's the problem. Like, it's very easy to steal it when you're playing Rubik against Kanka.
It's because you have to start with the combo, right? Like, you start with X Mark Torrent. What else can you toggle? And Nico Baby continues to get bigger and bigger. Satanic build up from him. As you're saying, he's stacking up all the resistance he possibly can. Prodigy going to try and remove one of the last remaining tier 2 towns of Alliance.
Oh, check the cast range on Grimstroke.
Oh, did he just up it?
Lance Telescope level 15 talent.
What happens when you get like the plus 650? It's going to go like halfway across the map. Even though he'll probably get the three to kill.
Yeah.
So silence is definitely the more important thing when all your items have managed to give you the same type of range as the level 20 talent.
He also has Blink Dagger queued up. I would definitely want to see something like either Aghanim Scepter or Hex.
Yeah.
Just use Slark against him.
Hex feels a hell of a lot better. Forces Alliance to burn these BKBs the second they get hit by the Soulbind. I say burn the BKBs. There's only one that's there, and that's on the Leshrac.
This is the problem with these kind of lineups that VPP has. Like, it's so hard, even with Aegis, to siege the high ground. Like, you can throw Monkey King's bodies, they have Deso plus Orb of Destruction, but you're putting yourself in a bad spot. So you always need to, like, find a kill and then transfer that into a push.
All right, Pugna, let's see if you see the Observer Ward. They gave him the spider legs. Is that close enough to see the obs?
No,
I always feel like this hill is just such an odd place. The sentry's just not far enough.
Like, DM had such a great start. 10-minute phase boots, blink dagger, and for 22 minutes, he only farmed like blade mail and 3,000 gold on top of that.
He was the sacrifice, right?
He was, like he goes in and dies.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to jump the back line, I'm going to catch 2 heroes inside of a call, they're going to do a lot of damage to themselves, and then Epi Kid comes in, or you have like FN come in and they just ensure the last hit. Simple enough. I'm trying to give space for Rubik on the bottom lane. Interesting scan. Actually did manage to ping on S4, but they'll see him anyway.
Centaur with the spider legs.
Five-man smirk.
Half man, half spider.
That definitely makes logical sense. The bounce around. Oh, they found the healer once again. They would like to get a little bit more. Hunskin's farming up in the bottom lane, so FNG begins his TP out. They have enough damage to kill him before that'll complete. And thanks to the fact that Epi Kid looked for the secondary kill, it means both supports of Alliance will end up going down on bottom lane. Of course, the cores of Alliance have already backed up and are still continuing their own farm game.
I feel like Alliance's game plan right now is, yeah, we're gonna do our own thing, 4 of us, and somehow Nico Baby carry us to the victory. Find a farm on the map, we're just gonna buy the time for you.
Is this the miracle approach, is it?
Yeah.
Well, at least running in towards mid. You have to get the defense up now. Jump forward. Quick little hoofstomp from S4, but underneath the Nether Ward. I don't know if Alliance really want to come close. As you see, Limp is like, I got one chance to do this, a 9-second window with my BKB where I could potentially fight. A lot of patience from Prodigy. They'll back up after taking the tier 3 tower.
53% status resistance. SNY, Satanic, Titan Sliver. So all those stuns are cut in half.
Pretty damn good. Well, we'll put it to the test. Calls out, first stun, second stun. You've still got the Greaves. S4 gets the horse on forward over towards Axe. Battle Hunger was stolen, but now they get... Oh no, the 4 stun's not out just yet, but you've still got the kill onto Hunskin. There's control. The double snuck in from Pugna, but Leshrac burns the BKB, but he's stuck inside the Wukong's command. Can't move away. DM will dunk him. As far as the Spinal Links to get up the hill and away to safety. Oh my god, Limp, you are not having a fun time here at all. Dead for 50 seconds without buyback available. FN ready to really force the issue.
They try to go for Slark, but you see he's really not getting stunned, so they're just controlling the other heroes. They're gonna deal with the Slark blast.
Pugna's giving the life to DM. It's like, are you ready for your jump? It's a 10-second BKB for the Axe, ready to use. The mid-racks will be taken by Prodigy.
That's a lot of minus armor. Deso, Orb of Destruction, Assault Curious. That's minus 16 if my math is correct, and usually it is.
I'll trust you. You look like a trustworthy kind of guy.
I look like a troll, probably.
Trolls normally look very trusting. That's why you fall for their trolls.
You're a smart man, Toby.
Maybe. Then again, I actually still think you are actually a trusting person, so maybe I'm not as smart.
Maybe I'm just trolling right now. You never know.
All right, so what's the Alliance's plan for victory here? Like, they seem to be falling further and further behind. 18,000 net worth, 23,000 experience. That's the advantage for Prodigy. Does Alliance actually have things to play with here? Does the Slark with the Satanic? He's going Skadi next as well. Like, I've heard of and I've seen late game Slarks really rip apart lineups, but is this one of those games where Slark can actually 1v5? Maybe if you could remove the axe, you'll have a better chance. The stun control is pretty good. FB Kid at least able to hit his stun. DM solo on live and the double stop one. How is DM? Okay, finally he is going to go down.
Buyback.
But S4 as well as Nico are both gone. Both do not have buybacks available. FNG will get caught out on his way home. Way too much damage from the Monkey King. Abyssal Blade just like owning. And is that just the game? Do they just go down mid and finish this now?
They don't know that Slark does not have buyback. That's the problem. If they did, like, they would have straight up gone for tier 4 towers. 60 seconds without Slark, minus 16. Armor on the buildings would be more than enough. Like, look how fast they melt.
Yep. 0 armor. Everything is negated. Limp's looking for some kind of counter push across mid. They're actually TPing back Grimstroke. So they seem to be happy with just taking the second lane of Rax. Maybe look towards Roshan. Slark is still refused to buy back. And that one super range creep. Yeah, you stick with Limp. Alright, into Roche we go. Very safe here by Prodigy.
I want to see if they give like either cheese or ages to Axe. He just bought back and he's very important for controlling the Slark. I mean, getting him cheese is fine, I guess. Give a monkey ages. Like, he's still not holding the cheese. Okay, he is now.
No, he decided to walk away.
It's been a while since I saw, like, full damage Kunkka. He went for dataless armlet.
Sorry, I don't know if you were watching that, but Nico Baby was TPing to the outpost on the south as Monkey King was springing over the top of it. A quick jump away! Epic Hip actually dodges S4's initiation, and now we turn the other way. Abyssal Blade turn forward, S4 on the full retreat. Now the wall planned down by Pugna, but they don't have the control to find S4. He just spider legs through the tree lines. Anskin will not be so lucky to escape. Pulled back by the X mark spot in a 1k plus 8 crit. Is perfectly from Kunkka.
Monkey.
Nice. Oh, okay. Okay, he's got Aegis the Immortal, so he doesn't really care. They get the perfect soul bind with the double silence. Goodbye, Slark. Goodbye, S4. Goodbye, game 1 for Alliance. Prodigy. They took this to the lanes and they kept it throughout the mid game, and it took 39 minutes to finally break the back of Alliance here in game 1.
Very aggressive lineup from VPP, and they executed it well. Like, you don't necessarily need to